Welcome back. It's great to have you. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso. You are live in S3, and from shaping future leaders to fostering resilience, we're delving deep into the world of parenting to explore intricacies around raising successful kids with registered counsellor, and I have to say this, our personal favourite, Shanaz Moos, is here to take us through. Morning.
Can we just take a moment to say how beautiful you look right now? No, stop.
Don't stop.
Oh, sorry. No, we booked a full 5 minutes just to keep this going.
Yeah.
You look exquisite now. I can't wait to plug
you.
into you for this because I know you've been through a journey with your own kids, a metamorphosis, if you will, in terms of how you yourself view yourself and the role that you play for your kids. As a parent, Carl, maybe you can back me up here. I feel like I'm failing 99.9% of the time when it comes to the development of my kids.
Sometimes it's like failenting, not even parenting. You know,
I'm going to use that one.
Please use failenting because that's, I mean, I feel it. But at the same time, at the end, like I have this mantra, like anything you do with love can never be the wrong thing.
For sure.
So if you fail with love, it's going to be okay.
We're okay. Is it that? Does their success hinge on our success as a parent? Let's draw that first line in the sand.
Sure, you know, you're putting me in. When I saw the topic, I'm like, ooh, should I? Ooh.
Good luck.
Just jump in.
And I'm like, no, we got to have this conversation.
Yeah.
We got to define success.
Yeah.
And because I see kids in my practice from age 7, that's when you start grade 1.
Yes.
The world is failing children because the norm of success is too high. It's based on unrealistic and perfectionist standards for academic sport. Everybody wants the perfect all-rounder.
Aesthetic.
The perfect all-rounder, and kids are put on diets and things at a young age, and not for health, but for appearance. So when we talk about success, define what is success. My definition is a child who grows up, who likes who they are, who knows who they are, and goes after what they want. You know,
love that.
So that's success. So what does that look like? I didn't mention anything about achievements, but obviously if you're going to go after what you want, you're going to achieve.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Happy and healthy. Happy and healthy.
I'm a middle child, all right? So there's... Oh, you're still a middle child. I should have known. That's why we vibe so well.
Yeah.
So as a middle child, you know, my older brother was a super academic. You know, he's very, very good. Thank you. Okay, there we go.
I went through that as well.
He's an architect, and you know he's that guy. My younger bro was a bit of a problem child, so needed a lot of attention. There was zero attention on me because that's a middle child thing. You know this, right?
Yeah.
But how important is it as a parent to make sure that you have your individual times with these kids to interpret success and also to show them the affirmations they need to obviously affirm the fact that they are valued when they do their thing? Because I do believe I felt a bit left out, so to speak, when the younger one needed attention, the older one is being lauded for academic success, and I was kind of like, I'm here too, guys. So how important is the alone time?
Yeah, the thing with just 1 second on forgotten children is the term used for middle children.
Thank you.
But the thing about middle children, we change the world. So Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King are middle children. Middle children change the world, so just feel good about that. I love that I'm a middle child.
Say less.
Maybe it speaks to give the child a bit more freedom to do their thing.
Yeah, we get away with a lot because we mediate between, but everything. The alone time is so crucial because when you as a parent prioritize your child over everything else, and they feel special, they feel validated, they feel valued. And what is the one thing we can't buy, no matter what app we download, no matter what we earn? Time.
Time.
Oh, for sure.
And quality time is a love language, which you guys know I love talking about.
Yes.
So quality time fills children's cups. It helps their self-esteem and their self-confidence. It's amazing. And most parents are too busy to actually do that one thing. You have to diarize your kids. Like literally, I put my kids in my calendar.
Well, put them on the same level of importance.
Yeah, movies, a lunch, brunch. Yeah.
No, I absolutely love that. First of all, you both matter in the world.
Thank you
great
so
impact. Okay, you're not the middle child in this. I kind of feel now like the middle child in this conversation. I love the fact that one of my kids is so headstrong, you just can't falter. You know, the immovable object, unstoppable force thing comes to mind at least once a day. But she's going to need that. She's going to need that drive and that push.
Yeah.
How do you find a balance, though? Because life is about collaborative effort. It's about inspiring and getting the most out of others, but also standing up for yourselves and being headstrong and confident. How do you find a balance between self-confidence, which you need to foster, and the ability to be like water and possibly kind of bend and fit in.
Yeah, you're asking me a question. If I had to throw that back at you, how do you flow like water and still remain confident?
You try.
You try. So I think that's also the answer. Modeling what that looks like, you know, to our kids is so important. And we are the markers for what they will learn. So if you prioritize, you know, time for yourself and self-care, then they learn how to actually do that. Because when you have confidence in yourself, you value yourself and you do what's good for yourself. So as a parent, you can't speak it, you have to live it.
For sure.
And the thing with confidence is, it's you know, with kids, it's an everyday moment-to-moment situation. In every moment, there's opportunities to build or break down your child. And if you aren't present and conscious, you could mess it up or you could like hit it out of the park. No parenting for, what is it?
Failenting.
Failenting. Don't worry. No, I love that. And I think it begs the question, because a lot of people are like, don't coddle your children. Don't. Being conscious about your parenting is often the more difficult choice. It's about not just reacting. It's about taking a step back and following through in a manner that you would like them to follow on from at a later point. And it can be tough out there. So again, we stress, don't worry. You got this as a parent. You might feel like you are failenting at the moment, but you have this. We're going to continue this incredible chat in just a moment. Stick around.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is going to be a heavy-hitting segment. If the prelude was anything to go by, from instilling lifelong values, that core true north, to fostering independence. I think the major goal here, we're back with registered counsellor Shanaz Moos to discuss raising successful kids. And this is kind of how she makes us feel whenever we get a session with her. So hopefully we can transfer that through to our children.
We can, but let's start off. Before we get into activities that could build, you know, self-confidence, I think that independence, the concept, is very important to start off with, because a lot of us, we love to do things for our kids. But of course, where does it go too far is the big question for any parent, because you get a lot of parents putting in the lunch for school, and, you know, is that something that a kid should actually be taught to do by themselves? Where's the line there for independence, and how important is it to try and foster that definition in the home?
Yeah, I think that, you know, it's so much easier as parents to just do everything and be done quicker. And do it properly. But all you do is undermine the child's sense of competence and confidence in anything. So if you're going to teach them a skill, you have to be patient. So if you want to say, let's make your own lunch, give them half an hour to make one sandwich. So if you don't have that kind of patience in the morning, then don't find other ways throughout the day when you're not as rushed But independence is a hard one. As a perfectionist mom and the helicopter mom, I want to hover and I want to make sure, and my youngest is 16, I'm still trying to, it's too hot today, don't wear that. So that control in what you wear and, you know, it's a tough one to break, because we equate control with safety. We control independence with danger. So if you're independent, I can't control your safety. Independence is a hard one, but it's like moment to moment. It's not one big, here we go, here's the key to the house, you're independent. No, it's small moments, giving children the feeling like they can cope on their own. Putting their own toothpaste on, you know, small things.
I was going to say, because you can mitigate it if you just plan properly. And I think that's where a lot of us fall down, is we don't kind of preempt the situation. Give yourself the time, and that is a major thing. If you count how many times you tell your child to hurry up in a day, and you think you're well grounded, because yes, you are running late, always, if you've got small kids, but you are constantly making that the baseline narrative. Take a moment, but you've got to create the opportunity. That being said, how do we do that? What are some nice practical, we saw a beautiful exercise with young Emma Fenter, a brilliant ballerina, taking Ryle through a moment there. That speaks to independence. I mean, she's a young girl on national TV, leading a grown-up through an exercise routine. I mean, come on. Does it start with dance, maybe?
No, she was, what I loved about Emma, that she was so amazingly confident to tell Ryle that it was wrong.
For sure.
That was great to see.
You know, and more than once. So for me, it's like, why shouldn't children call us out on, because that's not how we were raised. You remember the slipper, Carl? Or the sloughy, or the ashtray, in my case,
I was
that flew across the room.
Pizza boxes, and in the 80s and 90s, pizza boxes were built different, right?
Well, like cement boxes.
Exactly.
And the thing with activities is, like, how many people still read with their kids? You know, they give them tablets and things. And I mean, I've got my sister's grandchild is 3. And everything's on YouTube. Every story, I've watched Goldilocks like 4,000 times in the last few weeks. Every story is actually a video. So that thing about sitting with them and connecting.
Letting them hear your voice.
And building the confidence in them and telling them that they're worthy, they're enough, that even I make mistakes, even I learn, I don't know everything, that you are always modeling to them what it looks like to grow themselves, because they are growing.
No, I absolutely love it. I was just thinking, because like often if I have a conundrum that I can't wrap my head around, I'll ask, especially my son, because we're very similar, I'll ask for his advice. And it's amazing how much he learns in that process as opposed to me just preaching my preach. You know?
That is wonderful. And I'm so glad you said the reading thing, because I think when kids model behavior, and I think when they start seeing these things in you and you start doing these things around them too, I think that's equally as important to show them how things are done and create interest. And then the interest comes both ways, because perhaps you're doing a bit of a building block piece and you're asking them, hey, how do you do this? I love that exchange, and it creates a trust in competence in the parent-child relationship. But let's just talk a little bit about, sort of decision making. I think this is a big one because, when my son started making his own lunch in the beginning, just saying the peanut butter was spread in a very different way. And
Are you sure this is the route you're wanting to go?
And so what you want to do is not break down confidence. You want to make sure that the decision making is secured in them as well. So what are some of the building blocks to try and foster that decision making?
Yeah, but also, if you've got a 4-year-old, you've got to bear in mind that your cognitive decision-making ability is very different to a 4-year-old's.
Well, sometimes not.
Okay. So there's
You were struggling to look at me there the whole time. You were trying to talk to me and you just you kept shooting.
Okay, you got me. Listen, so you got to take them through. You got to actually, I don't know if you've heard of problem solving. So some people only discover problem solving in a corporate setting when they go on some kind of self-development. But problem solving is what children should learn, which is part of decision making. And that you have to help them assess the situation, like what exactly is going on, and then brainstorm options. What options can I do? What options are available for me? And when you're choosing an option after that, so it's a little bit of A, B, C, D, E, and you choose an option, like this is what we're going to go with. And then once you have your list, you're choosing. But remember, the child is choosing, not you. Then you're going to evaluate. So after they've chosen and they acted out or they live it, then you're like, how do you feel about? Then we go back to our choices. We don't have to start over. We go back to our list of options. Do you want to try something else? So that's what they teach in the corporate world, taking him through the decision-making process.
I mean, we sit here, every uber successful person that we interview doesn't see failure anymore, because you need to fail at least 6 times to get to the right decision. There is no right or wrong decision. You make the decision that you've made the right one. That's how life works. If we keep going back to all of our baggage and all of our mistakes and wanting to shield them from that, which is perfectly natural because we're protectors, we are caregivers. Maybe that conversation, when we want to foster this kind of communication with our child, what does that look like? If we want to start this journey today and maybe speak those words to our child to get them, maybe it is around a particular activity, maybe it's about a big challenge that they are facing. What should we be telling ourselves before we go into that? Do we need to check our baggage at the door? Does it actually help us because we've got those learnings? How much of us do we need to invest in this process?
Yeah, I think that when we haven't really looked at ourselves, we are unconsciously parenting. And everything is about us and what we want, not seeing what is the child's ability, interest. Like, I mean, Emma's amazing at what she does, but she also loves it. If you had to change that aspect, she wouldn't be standing here today, confident and, in her passion and in her skill. So this thing about what I want for you, who doesn't want a Springbok captain? Every father wants, am I right? But you've got to face what your child can and can't do and build them up. Acknowledge what their weaknesses are, but amplify the strengths. And that is where people struggle, because I have my view of what I want out of my child. I want a CEO, I want a physicist, I want a, and all I have is a creative. I have an artist, I have a hip-hop dancer. I don't have a physicist. So it's about being realistic. And when you nurture children's natural gifts, it's an authentic way to grow. Because who doesn't want to do what they love and get paid for it?
Oh, completely.
Yeah, that's it. I love that. Thank you so much for all of the teachings. Shanaz Moos, you are a legend, to be fair. Thank you. And a middle child. I need to add that too. But there we go. Some bits and pieces of advice for you. Parenting, it is not easy. It's failenting, but at the same time, I can tell you that we are here for you, giving you all the tidbits that you require. Let's go to Joburg.
Got this.